Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash. Also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day, that is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And also as well, Shalom to the hopeful elect that's continually laboring this work and continuing to show forth your diligence to make your call and election sure in faith, in truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. Now, haven't came up with a title for this video as of yet. You know, this is something that just hit me through the spirit last night, and just want to go ahead and touch up on the topic of the doctrine that's being pushed by Babylon the Great, and how it ties into these not only the majority of the 2/3, or the majority of our people Israel, which are the 2/3, in which Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but also as well among the other 2/3 is dealing with the woman, and this doctrine that's being pushed by Babylon the Great, which America is the knowledge of this world, and this idea of this land being made to where you have liberty to be a demon, but that ties into the original doctrine, which was given to Eve in the garden, okay, in which that doctrine that was given to Eve in the garden was that was among the part of the notion that ye shall not surely die. All right, when it comes to partaking in the doctrine of the serpent. All right, and in other words, when Eve started taking upon herself the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that's when things started to deteriorate. That's when the evil was sown. Okay, because once she took part in that, then she convinced Adam to do the same. All right, and again, the reason why this ties into today, the doctrines being pushed today, is because America, which is Babylon the Great in the Bible, pushes the fact that doing these things here on the planet Earth, concerning the American way of life, get into anything and everything that you want to, that's also indicative to the same message, saying that ye shall not surely die. But guess what? The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is making a statement. All right, and that statement is what? That you will die. All right? Just how he told Adam in the very beginning. He said, once you take part in this, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil, then you will surely die. But the serpent is saying otherwise. He's saying that you shall not surely die. All right, which again, that's happening today, and that's happening in the form of Esau Edom, which is a true biblical nationality, the so-called white man that has pushed out that vibration and that same statement. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the precepts I have here. First, let me get the scripture where it's found. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, and let's see, slack. Might be the wrong place. Yeah, here it is. Genesis chapter 3. And I'm gonna go back to Genesis chapter 2 because we get the context. This is Genesis chapter 3, and start at verse 1. It says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord power had made." All right. Now, if you have a regular person that read this scripture, they'll believe that it's an actual serpent that just rose up and started talking to Eve. But no, it's not an actual serpent. All right. That serpent represents the wicked. Okay. And so that's why during that time, you had the men that were established already, which were amongst three categories or three classifications. Okay. In which you had the sons of man, right? The sons of men, which were the other nations, because during that time, people believed that it was just Adam and Eve that were there in the beginning. And when the scriptures tell you that that the Lord shall call these people, who he was referring to, as Adam. All right. But that's another topic for another video. But like I said, there's three classifications of men, and in that time, they were already established. All right, which were the other nations, right, during that time. Okay, the ones that were there outside of the line of Adam. All right, and then you had the line of Adam, which was the son of the Most High, the sons of the Most High. Right, and then you had the sons of the wicked. All right, now you didn't have all the names of the nations that were there during that time, all right, because that was before the flood. All right, after the flood, then that's when they were dictated by the three sons of Noah, which was Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, but here it says once again, it says, reading on, it says, "And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden." Right, so that's basically sowing that seed within the mind of Eve, saying that, basically questioning, saying, look, the Most High told you not to eat of every tree of the garden. All right, verse 2, it says, "And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman," and here's the point, "Ye shall not surely die." All right. So the serpent was telling her, look, you shall not surely die. All right. But the Most High said that, look, you will die. All right. And that's why, now you have in this time this American way of life, this Western mentality that's being pushed. All right, which is mirroring what's being said, or it was mirroring what the serpent has said to Eve. All right, which again, the serpent it was the wicked during that time. Okay, so I'll move on from there. This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2. And this is like, yep, so here it is. Yeah, so like I said before, that doctrine that's being pushed to this very day, not only is concerning, or touching upon, the majority of our people which are partaking in that doctrine, right? But that also stems over to the woman as well. All right, that's why this society that you see today here in America, this society is based off these women. This is a paradise to these women that are here. All right, and it's also paradise to them to the men that are here as well, but more so the women, because it caters to them. All right, and no matter how much they try to downplay it, or to reject that notion and saying that's not true, well, it is true. All right, because you observe the things that are going on here in America, you can clearly see that this place is based off of indulgence and pleasure, in which the woman is all about that. All right. So this is a book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, and this is at verse 13. It says, "For Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved and childbearing, if they continue in faith, in charity, in holiness with sobriety." All right. So the scriptures tell you that Eve was in the transgression. All right. And then through that, Eve convinced Adam to do the same. But the reason why this is written, all right, is to show you that the woman is the weaker vessel. All right, and the scriptures will tell you that the woman is a weaker vessel. Okay, because she was beguiled. All right, the serpent the wicked didn't go to Adam and convince Adam of these things, right? Because Adam, being the man, being the head, he was not gonna accept that. But the woman who was beneath or underneath Adam was beguiled. All right, that was the target. So I'm gonna go on from there. Also as well, while I get this next precept, that's why now these women are put up in high esteem, is because this place, when you're basically rewarded for being a demon by being put up in society. Case in point, that's why you have a lot of bundle of sticks, because we got to be careful with YouTube. You got bundle of sticks that promote themselves here in America, and they get top dollar. They get put on the top of the priority list. All right, because this place perpetuates wickedness. All right, and it gauges how wicked you are. All right, the more wicked you are, the more this place gives to you. All right. And that's by design, because Esau Edom, which is operating on the left-hand side, has done this. All right. But all right, this book of Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9, it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come." All right. So, again, like I mentioned before, since the statement was made that ye shall not surely die, guess what? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is saying that you will die. All right, and this is where it starts. Okay, where the vintage will fail. All right. In other words, all those pleasures that they indulge themselves in is going to disappear. All right. All those benefits, all those the goodies which America gives is going to disappear. And then what would they have? The things that made them feel independent, and not only them. Like I said, that's also going to the rest of the 2/3 of our people, right? Which include the men, because the men as well also get themselves into the American way of life, into this Western mentality, and they're also eating off Esau's table, eating the crumbs off Esau's table, right? But guess what? Everything that they all work for is going to come to an end. All right, because this place is about to be shut down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right. Verse 11, it says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." All right. So, in other words, talking about the good and pleasant things of America. All right. They're gonna weep about those things, but guess what? We're gonna be rejoicing that day. All right. Why is that? Because the Lord is going to be taking care of us during that time, and also as well, that's also a part of the downfall of Babylon the Great. All right. So that's why this doctrine once again is being pushed by the wicked. It's about to come to an end, and the Lord's about to show you that His doctrine stands sure. But Lord's will, I'll make a separate video to this one, or extra, just to go further into it. Lord's will, the Spirit hits me to make an extra to this one. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule to this day, and also Shalom, peace and safety. Salutations to the hopeful elect, laboring this work and continuing to labor to show forth your diligence to make your call and election sure, in faith, truth, sincerity, and also in all charity. And with that, I'll go to Shalom.